Hi guys. So we're going to talk about how to use the determinant of a 3 by 3 matrix to solve for x. So I'm going to start with the definition. I'm going to say this. When I am doing this, I have this pattern with me. I don't have it memorized. So sorry. Um, if you have to do it for a test, you probably have to memorize it for the test really quick. But if not, make sure it's in your notes and you get to use this. And it's right in front of you. But once you see the pattern, it's not terribly too hard. I just do want to say that also. So our 3 by 3 matrix, as you can see, we're calling it A. So we're calling our matrix A right now. And it's the positions in it are A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Okay, those are my spots in my matrix. And then how do I find the determinant? Well, first of all, how do I know it's a determinant? Well, it looks like it's in this little absolute value. It looks like the absolute value of A, which just means the determinant of the matrix A is what I'm looking for. And then it gives me this big long formula, which involves all my letters inside of my matrices. So it says it equals A times EI minus FH minus B times DI minus FG plus C times DH minus EG. And all that tells me is what I'm multiplying together to get my determinant. And it looks really complicated because it's all letters. And I know how you guys feel about letters, but there is a nice little pattern to it. And I'm going to kind of explain that now. So if we take the first one, we take the first set here. I'm going to take this set, okay? And we're going to look at it. If I look at this is A, right? Look, and I'm not using any of the numbers here or here, okay? I'm only using the ones that are not in the same row or column, okay? And then what do I do to them? Well, I multiply them crosswise. So I say E times I minus H times F. So I'm crossing this one and let me do these two and these two. And I always start with my upper left corner and I multiply that one times the cross one. Kind of like when I'm multiplying with fractions. If you guys think about doing that, I always start with the upper left and cross and then the the lower one and cross, and I'm subtracting them. And then if I look at my middle one, then oops, so sorry. And then I'm going to look at my middle one, which is the same thing. I want to say, I'm not using anything in the same row or column. I'm using the ones that are on the outside of that. And once again, I'm going to take the upper right and multiply it by upper left and multiply it by the bottom right. And then I'm going to subtract that from that I'm going to subtract the bottom left from the upper right. I'm going to multiply those together. See how that pattern works? And then the last one, with the last section here, okay, the last section is the same pattern. I'm not using anything in that row or that column. And I'm going to take the upper times the lower minus the lower times the upper. Okay, see how that kind of little pattern works? I'm going to erase that all off there so you guys can see it when we're actually doing it here. Oh, here we go. Is it going to erase is the question. There we go. Let me see if I can get it a little bigger here. Oh, and it's erasing everything. I didn't want it to erase the picture. Sorry. So, okay. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and try this with our problem that I have here. So this is similar to the problem that you're going to have to work on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my A, which is the 6. And remember, I'm not going to use anything in that same column or row, so I'm actually using these 4 numbers. So I'm going to say, and I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to say 6 times negative 2 times 7 minus 8 times 5. Okay, and then as you can see, there's a minus sign here, so I'm going to minus that. And then I'm going to move on to the next one, and I'm going to, the next one, there we go. Sorry. And instead of the one, remember I'm not using the same column, so I'm going to use the outside one here and this one here. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing. So I have 1 times 2x times 7 minus 2 times 5. Okay, and then look, in between my last two I have a plus. And we're going to do the same thing too, only with this one, and not the ones in the same column, so the other two. And I'm going to do 1 times 2x times 8 minus 2 times, negative 2. Sorry, I had to put that one in parentheses. And then that is all going to equal negative 306, because we already know what the determinant is. It's right here. It tells us what it is. What I have to do is solve for x. So now I'm going to simplify all this. And here we go. So we've got 6 times negative 14 minus 40 minus 1 times 14x minus 10 plus 1 times 16x plus 4 equals negative 306. And we're still combining our like terms. Sorry, I've got to get out my calculator here. I've got 6 times 14 is negative 84, and minus 240 minus 14x plus 10 plus 16x plus 4 equals negative 306. Then if I combine all my like terms on the same side, let's see, I'm going to highlight my like terms here. I've got this one and this one. Those are my two x terms. And then these ones, this one, and this one. Okay, so that gives me, let's see, clear. I've got 14 plus, minus 84, and minus 240 is negative 310. So negative 310 plus 2x equals negative 306. And I'm going to add 310, and I get 2x equals 4. Of course, you already know the answer here. So x is going to equal 2. And that's how you solve the equation. Once I get once I get it into here, really it's just a matter of solving an equation, which you should be able to do. So please, if you have any questions, contact your teachers. Thank you guys for listening. Have a great day. Bye.